The Washington Capitals are not dead. In fact, they're very much alive. And despite, that miracle playoff run where we're like, oh, that's nice. Now they'll retool. Let's talk about what's in and what's out. First, though, 888 Casino, thank you for being a big sponsor of this. Subscribe to the 888 Canada YouTube page with Steve, Jesse, and Ashley Docking for Steve getting pied in the face. And you guys are going to be doing stuff all summer with them. So there's lots of fun stuff going on that page. And obviously, if you're looking for odds in any sport, 888 Canada's got that for you. So the Washington Capitals out are Nick Jensen, a 2026 third-round pick. New York Islanders 2024 third-round pick. A 2025 third-round pick. Colorado's 2025 second-round pick. Beck, Mallinston, and Darcy Kemper. Mallinston and Darcy Kemper. Okay, so that's stuff.
Mm-hmm. He's heir to the Beck taxi fortune.
Oh, I bet he is.
Shut up. It's not called Mallenstein Taxi.
No, it's Beck taxi.
In with Washington. Gentlemen, in with Washington. Thank you for the localized Toronto joke as we hit the whole world with this. Jake Chychrun, Andrew Mangiapane, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Logan Thompson, Stanley Cup winner, and Matt Roy. That is big. So let's start with Matt Roy, who was rumored to go everywhere during free agency. This is a defenseman that has just left the Los Angeles Kings. He's done a lot of good work there. What do we know? What do we love about Matt Roy at 7 years, $38.5 million? It's about 6% of the cap. What do we think?
Well, it answered a question for me
which is how much money does he make?
Well, no, I was looking at them losing Nick Jensen in the Jakob Chychrun trade, and I said, oh, okay, well that's not bad, but who's going to replace him on the right? Bang! Right there. So I like Nick Jensen. That's not a great loss for the Capitals. Oh, you bring in Matt Roy. That's pretty good. And then you get stronger on the left too. You just get stronger defensively. You make Charlie Lindgren's life easier. That's one of the reasons why he got a Hart vote.
Charlie Lindgren?
He got a 5th place Hart vote for him.
But
because they don't make the playoffs without him.
It was from a Capitals writer, which I always think is
it's a little spicy. But you know what? I will say this. Nobody expected them to make the playoffs midway through the season.
No, I didn't.
And they've come in, and, the Pierre-Luc Dubois thing, when they made that trade, it was like, It was sort of a moment. I get why, they probably needed a top centerman, like having Hendrix Lapierre, who, by the way, did really well with the Hershey Bears in the AHL playoffs, as your number one guy towards the end of the year.
Dude, I really don't like Pierre-Luc Dubois as a player, and I actually kind of think that trade has a decent chance of working out for them.
Well, and we'll get to him. Tell me about Matt Roy, though.
Sorry. I'm all over the place.
With a league where right-handed defensemen are like, oh my God, you got a right-handed D. The Capitals got like 4.
Yes,
that are decent. It's TVR, it's Ethan Bear, Matt Roy, and John Carlson. So you have 4 of them and just loaded up on the right side. I figure it's going to be a really good time defensively in Washington, especially how they played late in the season, where a lot of their winning streak was held with defense. That's how they got it together, with Lindgren playing amazing, their defense playing good. So I assume they'll continue that next year.
Rasmus Sandin back there too on the left. He joins Jakob Chychrun. It's just Matt Roy is a really solid defenseman all around, and the Washington Capitals look more like a championship team today than they did yesterday.
They got better.
I am certainly not going to say they're going to contend for anything. Make the playoffs? Yeah, I think they got a good chance. Win a series? As long as they don't have to play the Rangers or the President's Trophy winners. There's a lot to like about Washington, and I keep making the comparison because Crosby and Ovechkin are always going to be compared to one another, and the Capitals and Penguins are always going to be compared to one another for as long as they're still in the league. The Penguins do not have, at the moment, a future. They don't. They don't have.
They may not even have a present.
Yeah, dude. It's bad. The Capitals have a present and a future. They have, you mentioned Hendrix Lapierre. They got the Protas brothers now. Sandin is still a pretty young player. They got Miroshnichenko.
And so they pick up Jake Chychrun.
Connor McMichael.
Jake Chychrun for a third and Nick Jensen. That seems like extraordinary value.
Great value.
I hate that trade for the Sens.
Jake
I
Chychrun
really do.
went to the Sens for a first and a second. That's what they paid to Arizona. So considering all you had to pay was for a defenseman who you then immediately replaced, so it's kind of just you paid a third. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because his value is a first and a second.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a great piece of work there by Washington.
Logan Thompson backing up Charlie Lindgren too. Logan Thompson, by the way, had a .908 save percentage and a .270 goals against average last year. 42 starts for the
Read out how much they are paying for their two goalies. It's unfair.
You ready to be sad?
So the Leafs tandem this upcoming year is it's under 3.3.
Which is really good.
Really good.
Really
That's good. Wait till you hear this.
Charlie Lindgren makes 1.1 million.
Oh my God.
Logan Thompson makes what used to be league minimum.
Yeah.
He signed for league minimum for multiple years. So he's making this year below league minimum 76667.
That's exactly Joseph Wool's cap hit.
Isn't that bonkers?
They're
So
paying
their tandem-
under $2 million.
Their tandem, which is a solid tandem.
Yes.
1.87 million is what they're
Oh
paying for.
my good Lord.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you can't even sign like a right-handed defenseman in free agency, like a bad one.
Yep.
And
For that amount of money.
this is the free agency day and show, but they also traded before today for Andrew Mangiapane.
Yes.
They sent
Yeah.
a second round pick to Calgary, which is a great piece that they needed for their forward group. You get a good winger. I don't know where he'll play in the lineup, but he's going to be solid wherever he is. It's what they're missing.
The problem with Mangiapane is he scored 35 goals once, and he's probably never going to do it again.
Right.
Like, last season.
And at $5.8 million, that's expensive for a rebuilding
yeah,
team
For
like the
1
Flames.
year. For one
1
year.
year.
That's it. That's all you're paying for. You're not paying for the length. Oh, he's going to be in his 30s, not scoring 35 goals. You just got to play a solid 1 year. That's it.
You can trade him mid-season, and it's a lot more palatable.
Oh, yeah.
If you need to.
Oh, yeah.
I think he brings things like beyond goal scoring. Like, he's a decent defensive player.
Mhm.
I just overall kind of like what the Capitals are doing. Like, they're making a bet with PLD. I still don't love that contract, but there's an opportunity there for it to be better than it was in LA.
And he gets to just feed Ovi all year.
Well, maybe
That's pretty cool.
maybe, or the other killers that the Washington Capitals have now, and
Mhm.
and their back end is going to be feeding them the puck.
Mhm.
Maybe it's just a better style for him. Maybe it's a better style for Mangiapane. They're not ready to be bad yet. I still don't know if they're good,
Right.
but they're better.
Now, interestingly, with the Washington Capitals, they are the most expensive team in the NHL as of this recording. Their total cap hit, LTIR included, is $100,831,000. Now,
That is
with
$12 million over the cap.
with LTIR space, and because they've got Backstrom,
Backstrom, yeah.
Backstrom at 9.2, and I don't think he'll be back. They have dead cap 3.9 in dead cap on the Kuznetsov thing, retention. They are going to have to make some sort of move but it doesn't matter right now.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter because you can go like up to 10% over.
10%, yeah.
So they're totally fine to keep making moves, but they are going to have to make some moves off of this roster. I'm looking at guys like, is TJ Oshie $575 million, 37 years old, 1 year left? Is that a guy that goes? Is
Very interesting.
very interesting. Sonny Milano, 28 years old, $1.9 million. Does somebody need a depth winger at some point?
Maybe like TVR becomes expendable now that you're loaded up on the
I
right
think
already.
you're probably close
Yeah.
to right.
And
yeah.
a $3 million right shot defenseman who's 32 TVR. That's a valuable piece.
Yep. There will be teams out there who want that.
Mhm.
100%. Hey,
Damn, we haven't been this effusive in our praise of the Washington
They're not-
Capitals in years.
they're not ready. They deserve this. They deserve the
Yeah.
investment. Like, if they were awful and didn't come anywhere near the playoffs, we're having a completely different conversation with them, but they fought through and made it.
And a former Leafs coach leading them, Spencer Carberry.
Spencer Carberry,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he earned it too. Yeah, he did a great job at that team. And, for all the dumb things that I get fixated on, I can't believe we haven't mentioned that the Capitals goaltending tandem, while the cheapest in the NHL, is also the first all right catching goaltending tandem that we have seen in many a year.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. You
That's
really
a crazy
That's a
fact.
crazy fact.
There are, dude, like, name the last one.
I couldn't.
I was talking to producer Drew about it. And he mentioned Pavel Francouz and Michael Hutchinson.
Oh,
But even that is fudging it because the only reason Hutchinson was in was because of injuries.
right.
Like, this is a team going into the season, probably,
Mm-hmm.
intentionally with 2 right-catching goalies. It's very rare.
I don't think it's intentional.
What do you mean?
No.
I don't think they purposely were like, we want Logan Thompson.
No,
because-
that's not what I mean. I
Oh,
mean, they're
no, that's-
intentionally being like, we want these 2 guys, and they just happen to both shoot right.
Okay, no, I thought when you said they're intentionally going with 2 right-handed goaltenders, I thought you meant they sought out right-handed
Imagine they did.
catching
though.
goaltenders.
I think the more rare thing about them is that they make under $2 million
Yeah.
combined, rather
Yeah.
than the 2 right catching thing.
Yeah, this is a very interesting team to watch. And listen, you have a much harder path to the playoffs this year. You've got the New York Rangers, who are being vicious. We still don't have clarity on the Jake Trouba thing, but we saw what they did with Barclay Goodrow. They are his no movement clause switched as of like an hour and a half ago to a modified no trade, which means he can be waived, which means somebody is going to grab him. And then put this on. You also have the New Jersey Devils, who have gone out and made enormous moves. We'll do some coverage of them coming up. And you have the Carolina Hurricanes, who have lost a lot.
Did you mention the Islanders?
Oh, and the Islanders too.
I was looking down at my phone.
No, I didn't mention
Sorry,
them. I
there's a lot going on.
I was going to mention Carolina, who had a lot of players walk, but I still think are going to be a good team. And then the Islanders, who can defense their way into a playoff spot. This is a tough
Patrick Waugh their
division.
way into a playoff spot.
What I'm saying is it's not the Metropolitan the way it was last year.
No,
So
not yet.
fascinating stuff. Congrats, Washington Capitals fans. You got a lot to be excited about. SDPN free agency brought to you by Casino 888. Or sorry, brought to you by 888 Canada.
There you go.
Ha ha.